Another beautiful Sunday afternoon, and we are ready for a beautiful afternoon of racing here at the Family Fun Track. Little Webb's 350 small blocked super modifieds are in the pit area. We were scheduled to have the Nelcar Legends and the Bandoleros unable to make it here today, so we have added on the Granite State Indoor Gun Range 6-shooters as well as the MLM Diagnostic Services Pure Stocks on from the rain out 1 week ago. Black Flag, Podcast, Ridge Runners, and the Northeast Auto Import late models are in the paddock here today, ready for racing action. On behalf of your track owner, Ben Bazowski, General Manager Steve Gran, your flagman down there, Joe Breggy and Matt Johnson, give the crowd a wave, boys. My name, as always, is John Espernette, the voice of Hudson International Speedway, atop the Bazowski Broadcasting booth, ready to call today's racing action as we await heat racing. 10-lap qualifiers across the board here today. Time trials for the Wing Warriors of the 350 small block super modifieds. 14 of the best small block super drivers in the area are in the paddock here today and ready to go 40 laps the distance later on this afternoon. 25 laps for the Pure Stocks, 25 laps for the 6-shooters, 30 laps the distance for the best support division across the country, the Northeast Auto Import late models. Heat race number 1 for the Pure Stocks getting ready and staging, and we will let them out. They will be the first event of the day. And here they come, heat race number 1. Gonna hit the speedway, the MLM Diagnostic Services Pure Stock Division. Leading them out, car number 40, gonna start on the pin. It's good for Lele Daniels. Outside of her, making his first appearance here in 2023, the 7Z of Zach Zielinski. Runner-up 1 year ago in the championship point standings. The Dons heating Springfield Mobile number 65 Vermont. That's the Shaggin' Wagon of Doug Nelson. Chris Davis in car number 16 brings up the top side of row 2, coming off a hot win last night up in Winchester, New Hampshire at the Monadnock Speedway. The Ogre, Jim Rhodes in car number 38, alongside the 1 New Hampshire of Carlos Grenier. That's going to be row number 3. Scotty Blanchard in car number 56, Massachusetts, on the inside of the final set row. And look who's back, going to start scratch on the field. The Facette Small Engines. Abreu's Bar and Grill sponsored 03X. Podium clothing on the side for the defending track champion, and that's good for Caden Facette. For machine of Colton Martin's on the field. Not sure if he's scheduled for this qualifying event. I believe we have only 1 heat, so he's got to be in this event. Pulls down to the infield. The beautiful, newly redone infield here at the Hudson International Speedway. The State Farm Brody Ledoux, 603 Metalworks number 4 machine. Colton Martin out of Claremont, New Hampshire, gonna bring up the back end of the field. Matt Johnson on the flag stand, gonna cross him up in 1. Next time by, we'll let him loose. 10 laps the distance. Heat race number 1 of the day, the MLM Diagnostic Services Pure Stocks. These are the 4 bangers. Lele Daniels on the pole. Zach Zielinski up top in the 7Z. Coming around to the start box this time, the Bumpy's Auto restart zone. Johnson looks the field over. The green flag is out for the first time of the day. Dead heat battle at the top side of the field. Daniels on the inside of Zielinski. They'll drag race down the back straightaway. Davis in the 16, able to clear for third. They come around for lap number 1. And Zielinski on the outside's got it, the fine line home 7Z. Sideways off the nose of the 40 of Daniels. Everybody gonna keep it going down the back straightaway. Chris Davis in car number 16 holding on strong to the 3rd spot. He's got the Paws Derby shot number 65 Vermont. The Shaggin' Wagon holding in strong is Dougie Nelson. Keep an eye on the defending track champion, car number 03X. Here comes Caden Facette through the field, picking them off one by one. He's gotten to the back end of the one New Hampshire, Carlos Grenier. Battle on now for the second position. Here comes Chris Davis. Davis going to establish himself on the bottom side of Daniels. They'll drag race for the second spot, watching the 7Z of Zach Zielinski tiptoe away from the rest of the field. Daniels going to slip back to the third spot in car number 40. Now Doug Nelson to the inside. He's got Grenier. Here comes Facette. They're all under a blanket down into turn 3. Halfway home at the front of the field. Zielinski takes the 4 down, 4 to go. Signal from Matt Johnson. The fine line home, 7Z of Zach Zielinski. Also a competitor in the 6-shooter division at the Monadnock Speedway. Also a front runner in the New England Dwarf Car Series. Gonna lead him around to lap 6. Caden Facette, the defending track champion, all over the one New Hampshire of Grenier. Contact down into turn 3. Popsicle stick's going to fly this time. There'll be 2 to go. The battle is on for the 4th spot. Facette on the inside of Carlos Grenier. He'll pick up a spot. Colton Martin now to the inside of the Ogre. Jim Rhodes in car number 38 going to try to fend off the youngster in car number 1 with 2 to go. Coming up on lap traffic, it's the 56 mass of Scotty Blanchard. Passing flag is shown to him. Here comes the 03X machine. Facette's knocking on the back door of the 65 of Dougie Nelson. The battle for third was the battle for the championship 1 year ago. And here comes Caden Facette, going to have his eyes set on the bottom side of Nelson. With the checkered flag out, Zach Zielinski nails it down. Chris Davis second. Doug Nelson third in the 65 Vermont. Caden Facette in the 03X, good for 4th, and the 1 New Hampshire of Carlos Grenier will round out the top 5. There he is, ladies and gentlemen, in the fine line homes, number 7Z, Zach Zielinski picks up the qualifier. Scheduled next on the raceway, the Black Flagged Podcast Ridge Runner Division for 10 laps the distance. Full fendered V8 race cars getting set to hit the speedway next.
And as they announce them, she's going to follow them for the announcements. And somebody's got their mic open.
Yeah.
That's what that noise is. Whoever's got it open. Went behind a cloud.
Yeah, some shade right now.
Yeah, when it's really bright, it's hard to see in this viewfinder because the sun's right in it.
Yeah.
So you're going to mess up some shots because it's just the way it is, and I don't want to wear a hat because you sweat to death with the hat on.
Finalizing the lineup and staging, making sure all of everyone is in their correct spot before we let them out on the raceway. Good turnout here for a growing division, the Black Flag Podcast Ridge Runners. Believe we have 2 heat races for them here this afternoon. 25-lap feature event later on. And this is the smaller of 2 fendered V8 classes we have here today. The Northeast Auto Import late models will come up after these. Right now, the Ridge Runner's going to hit the speedway. On the pole, the NRG Fuel-sponsored number 37J. That's good for Squirt Gun Joey Frazier out of Nottingham, New Hampshire. Outside of him, multiple podium finishes here with a new-looking ride. Car number 7 is good for Hudson, New Hampshire's own Richie Morocco. The Northeast Auto Import sponsored number 59 machine will grid next for Callie Osborne. Outside of her, it's Chrissy Rizzuto driving car number 06X, an all-female road number 2. Heath the Butts drives car number 76. He'll be in the 5th position next to the 32 machine. Runner-up 1 year ago, Tyler Johns in car number 32. The 5 of Brandon Mercier.
She should be like on this one. She don't hear it. He'll say move back. And she, oh, she's going to pick up this car. Then she, if you're on this.
Scott Bernier in car number 54, and the 55 picked up the winner in the Star Speedway Cruiser Division just last night. It's good for Sebastian Janowek. Getting jumpy up front. Yellow flag is still in the air. Lights are out on the raceway. Going green this time by Squirt Gun. Joey Frazier in the 37J. Richie Morocco upstairs in car number 7. Lag back from the 7 machine. Green flag is out. We are underway. Joey Frazier kicks out to the race lead. Morocco dirt tracks through 1 and 2. Squarely down the backstretch, holding on to second so far. Heath the Butts, the NRG Fuel sponsored 76, will creep his way up into the 3rd spot underneath the 59 of Callie Osborne now. Look at the 54, the All-American rider, Scott Bernier, sideways down the backstretch. Frazier leads him around. Frazier already has 1 win to his name here at the Hudson High Banks in car number 37J. Teammate Heath the Butts in the 76. They worked on that race car all off-season long, and the work is showing off here, trying to dive down to the bottom side of Richie Morocco's number 7. For the 5th spot now, Tyler Johns on the inside of Scott Bernier in car number 54. Bernier all out of shape in the corner. Battle is still heating up strong and heavy for the 2nd spot. The 7 of Richie Morocco holding on to it, and Bernier goes around off the 4th corner. Keeps his foot in it, back on the raceway. No need for the yellow flag. The battle's on for 2nd now. Morocco trying to hold off the 76. The Butts gets down to the inside in 1 and 2. Side by side, they drag race down the back straightaway for the 2nd spot. Just past the halfway mark, Joey Squirt Gun Frazier is checked out in car number 37J. Bernier sideways the lap car in front of him with Janowek in the 55. Janowek gives plenty of racing room to the outside crew for the race leaders. See if they can get by Scott Bernier in car number 54. 2 laps to go, this time by for the youngster out of Nottingham, New Hampshire, Joey Frazier. Coming around to the white flag, a quarter-mile trip to go. DeBunt still in 2nd, Morocco 3rd. Callie Osborne holding on to 4th. Down the back straightaway we head for the final time. The checkered flag is going to wave. And Squirt Gun. Joey Frazier in car number 37. Jay nails it down. Heath the Butts in the 76 will take the 2nd spot. The 7 machine of Richie Morocco 3rd. Callie Osborne and the 32 machine of Tyler Johns will round out the top 5. There he is, ladies and gentlemen, winner of the Black Flag Podcast Ridge Runner Heat, Joey Frazier in car number 37J. And now, ladies and gentlemen, hitting the raceway for qualifying. This is the best support division across the 50 states of America. It's the Northeast Auto Import Late Models. On the pole, the Bumpy's Auto Repair, B&H Oil, Launch Trampoline Parks, number 38 machine for Nick Preveno. Outside of him, the 8 machine out of Nashua, New Hampshire. Steady competitor here with us at the high banks of Hudson International Speedway. Welcome back, Jay Sousa. The Catco Recycling, Newcomb's Tree Service, sponsored number 22 machine. RSB Chassis Works on the side for the Ashland, Massachusetts driver, Austin Erickson. He'll grid third next to the 66K. The driver hails out of Haverhill, Massachusetts. Winner already here in 2023. It's the captain, Chris Schroeder. Another winner already here in 2023, winner of the last outing here for this division in the Renfrew Motorsports R&R Race Parts New Hampshire number 08. That's good for Milton Duran. Justin Beecher in the Morton's Builders D&L Auto number 57. He's out of Bill Ricca. He'll start outside of the 08, and the final car on the field, the 213 of Steve DuBois. Green flag is out. Previno on the bottom side. Look at Chris Schroeder. Makes it 3 wide down the back straightaway. Him and Porkchop in the 22 will make on the 8 machine of Jay Sousa. Previno leads him around for lap 1, but off the corner, it's the Catco Recycling 22 of Erickson. Squarely off the corner. Duran to the bottom side. Coming down through 3 and 4, Duran peaks underneath the Newcomb's Tree Service 22 of Austin Erickson. Nick Prevenu rolling the top side in car number 38. It's Erickson, Duran, Schroeder, and Beecher now in a line coming to lap number 3. Heavy cars at the front of the field. A lot of good competition racing for the number 1 spot. Erickson leads him around to lap 4 now. Duran with the bump and run now for turn 2 now. Drag race for the race lead. Milton Duran looking to pick up another one here today. Halfway home at the line. Duran leads Schroeder on the inside for second. Austin Erickson, Justin Beecher, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and now the 22's around. Austin Erickson, the Catco Recycling, Newcomb's Tree Service sponsored Chevy goes for the spin cycle. 5 laps in, halfway caution, and Milton Duran in car number 08 is the race leader. Gonna have some tough competition now to the outside. The 66K Haverhill, Massachusetts driver, the captain, Chris Schroeder, gonna have a crack at it. The Morton Builders Baldwin chassis number 57 of Justin Beecher, the B&H Oil 38 of Nick Prevenu, and the 213 of Steve DuBois make up the top 5. Want to give a big shout out to all of our watchers here today on NHSTRAvision.com. Between the 4 local tracks, you have Hudson International Speedway, Lee USA Speedway, Monadnock Speedway, and the Claremont Motorsports Park. If you like watching racing at any of these 4 tracks and you're unable to physically make it to the track, make sure you check out NHSTRAvision.com, where you can watch it all right from your phone for a package price or a single event pay-per-view price. Make sure you check that out, NHSTRAvision.com. Crossing them up in 1 this time. 5 down, 5 to go for heat race number 1. The Northeast Auto Import late models set to do the dance once more. Milton Duran out of Londonderry, New Hampshire on the bottom side. Captain Chris Schroeder out of Haverhill up top. Coming to the Bumpy's Auto restart zone. Matt Johnson looks him over, lets him go. Rubbing elbows down through 1 and 2. Duran going to lead the charge down the back straightaway. Now here comes Justin Beecher to fill the hole underneath the captain, Chris Schroeder. Close racing for the second spot. Beecher racing for the second spot. Schroeder trying to muscle up to the lead. Falls back on the outside groove. They're all stacked up down in turn number 3, a love tap from the 66K of Schroeder. Justin Beecher out of Billerica, Mass. wants himself a heat race win. He's knocking on the back door of Milton Duran's number 08. 2 to go at the start-finish line. Looking for the white flag this time. The 22 machine of Austin Erickson will retire the Newcomb's Tree Service Chevy. Quarter-mile trip to go out front for the youngster out of Londonderry, New Hampshire, Milton Duran. Final circuit down the back straightaway. Looking for the checkered flag, and here it is. Milton Duran gonna nail down heat race number 1. Justin Beecher second. The captain, Chris Schroeder, will take the 3rd spot. Close at the line, Steve Dubois will take 4th, and Nick Previno in the Bumpy's Auto Service number 38 machine will round out the top 5.
See what I mean? You caught that wreck because if you had gone to them like I said, watch them because they're from the main. You would have missed it.
Yeah.
Qualifier number 2 on the Speedway now. 10 laps the distance. Here's your starting lineup. On the pole, the L&L Fab Morin Engine Services number 30, a former Youth Division champion here at the High Banks. It's good for the Nashua, New Hampshire driver, Andrew Morin. Outside of him, the traditional mortgage-sponsored number 33 machine. That's good for Dan Palin. I believe that is the 33X. We have about 4 or 5 33s that compete here on a regular basis. And another one is next, the 33W. The Precise Industries Snowworks-sponsored Chevy, the defending track champion out of Lowell, Massachusetts. Welcome, Chargin' Chuck Daney. Canaan, New Hampshire driver starts up top of him. The Streeter Construction, Jake's Market and Deli-sponsored 55 for Robbie Streeter. The Lee Vinyl Excavating, number 88 Chevy. Johnny Vinyl on the inside of Ballistic Billy Helliwell out of Pelham, New Hampshire in the 01. Kingston, New Hampshire's Mike Williams brings up the back side of the field. The front side of the field comes around to the green flag. Andrew Morin going to get the early charge off the corner. Dan Palin going to have himself a handful of the defending track champion Chuck Daney to the bottom side. Who's going to lead him around for lap 1? It's Andrew Morin, the Morin Engine Services sponsored Chevy. Palin second, Daney third, and here comes the Canaan, New Hampshire driver Robbie Streeter in the 55. Ballistic Billy Helliwell, the MLM Diagnostic Services R&R Race Parts New Hampshire ride. First appearance out in that race car, picks himself up a top 5 spot down into turn number 1. Andrew Morin shows the field the lap number 2. Lap number 3 clicked on the boards that time. Palin runs second. They're all single filed out down the back straightaway. Palin sideways in the 33X, the 33W. Chuck Daney starts to peek his sights on the bottom side. Halfway home this time. 5 laps down, 5 laps to go for the 30 machine of Andrew Morin. Palin washes up the racetrack once more. Daney not able to peek the fender underneath. Nothing lost, nothing gained for 6 laps now here in the second qualifier for the Northeast Auto Import late models. Best battle on the raceway is for the second spot. Daney trying all he can do to get to the inside of Dan Palin with 2 to go this time. While they're messing around, here comes Billy Helliwell in car number 01. Helliwell going to try to join the mix, but there's 1 lap to go. Quarter-mile trip for the 30 machine of Andrew Morin out of Nashua. for the final time. Down into turn 3 and off the corner. Checkered flag, he leads them all. It's Andrew Morin. Second will go to Dan Palin. Third to the defending champion, Chuck Daney. Robbie Streeter and Bill Helliwell will round out the top 5. All right, ladies and gentlemen, next on the Speedway, time trials for the Wing Warriors of the Small Block 350 Wing Super Modifieds, and it's my pleasure to hand the mic over to the announcer from the Star Speedway, Mr. Tyler Morse.
It's too hard, and then they don't do anything because it's too hard for him to crop it up there because he can crop it, he can edit it, and all that stuff. But sometimes the problem comes out fuzzy.
Yes, exactly.
So.
So just so pretty much when they already start getting out of here, start tightening up on them until they get there and then open up when they're ready.
You did great from here. It's only a couple times you missed it. Not being my fault.
All right, 350 Supers set. Pit side.
You did great. That'll be the one to go with the line. Those two battling. You were too close over here when they were battling.
And then if they take another lap, they're going to push the second guy right behind them.
So, are they all lined up, ready to roll?
They're lined up over here because the late models are coming in.
You can run if you want. That's fine, Trevor.
Lauren, why do you roll those guys down?
14 350 Super Modifieds pit side here today. Going to be a good field for the main event. Time trials just about set to come, one car at a time, to see who will be the time to beat here today. A lot of good names. Two-time and defending Star Speedway 350 Super Modified champion Jeffrey Battle in attendance.
Just in order, that's it.
Bobby Timmons III, your runner-up last season at the Star Speedway pit side as well. And a bunch of good 350 Super Modified names. And BT3 will be the first car onto the Speedway. Bobby Timmons III out of Windham, Maine, in the Timmons Fabrication sponsored car number 13. Now a longtime 350 Super Modified driver. Also has a big block Super Modified that he's just about set to bring out and play on the New England Super Modified Series. Timmons set to take the green from Chief Starter Joe Brady. Green flag in the air. Lap number 1 for BT3, Bobby Timmons III. Timmons knows how to get around the Hudson International Speedway. Does have a super modified victory here on the high banks. 12.168. 12.168 first lap for Bobby Timmons III. These laps could be the ones to beat right here. The first car out of the gate. Second lap, 12.094. 12.094, so a couple good laps for BT3, Bobby Timmons III. We'll see where that lines him up next on to the Speedway. The Auburn, New Hampshire driver, a longtime 350 Super Modified driver. Also runs DMA Dirt Midgets up at the Bear Ridge Speedway in Bradford, Vermont. This is Mike Nedishin in car number 55. Nedishin set to take the green flag at the start-finish line for lap number 1 behind the wheel of car number 55. Nedishin, all kinds of motorsports experience and having a lot of fun with the DMA midgets that run up at the Bear Ridge Speedway in Bradford, Vermont. First lap for Nedishin, 12.098. Almost knocked Timmons off on his first lap. Can he gain some more here on lap number 2 is the question. Nedishin throws it in deep, comes out hard here. Is the final lap not any better, so he'll go P2 of the two cars that have run. Got close on the first lap. 094 was what Timmons laid down, and 098 was Nedishin's second lap. Next on to the Speedway, another Windham, Maine driver taking over the reins of car number 70. This is Rusty Poland. Poland taking over the driving duties for car number 70 this year in 2023. Green flag set to fly for Rusty Poland. Green flag is out. Poland's first lap is underway. Poland, a former Sports Series and super late model driver, trying the open wheel stuff out. He is slip sliding around the Hudson International Speedway right now, 12.318. Not the first lap that Poland won. We'll see if he can pick up some time here on lap number 2. Car just looks a little too loose for the driver of car number 70, 12.411, so that puts him third of 3 cars for Rusty Poland in the 70. Next onto the speedway, car number 45. This is Methuen, Massachusetts driver James Whitcomb. Whitcomb in the East Coast Sand and Gravel sponsored car number 45. He took over the driving duties for the Red McDonald-owned machine here in 2023, running weekly at the Star Speedway and having fun now today at the Hudson International Speedway. Green flag is out for James Whitcomb. First lap of 12.288. 12.288 for James Whitcomb. That puts him third out of 4 right now for the 45 of Whitcomb. See if he can get something here on lap number 2. A little bit quicker there for Whitcomb. That puts him third out of 3 right now. Out of 4, excuse me, for the 350 Super Modified Time Trials. Next car onto the track, a familiar name to Hudson Speedway fans. This is former mini stock driver Kenny Goodrow in car number 7. Goodrow has shown some speed this year at the Star Speedway. Just needs to put a whole night together for himself in car number 7. We'll see what he can do here. Green flag set to fly at the flag stand with Joe Brady. Green flag is out for Kenny Goodrow in car number 7. Goodrow trying to keep that 7 car pinned to the bottom side, but it does not want to stay down there right now. 12.566, 12.566. Goodrow's pushing hard through turns 1 and 2. Can't keep that car down to where he needs to be. Second lap for Kenny Goodrow coming to the line. 12.649, so that will be 5th out of 5 for Ken Goodrow in car number 7. Next onto the track in the Andover Street Auto sponsored car number 47. This is Kingston, New Hampshire veteran Jim Storris in car number 47. Storris, no stranger to the Hudson Speedway in car 47. No stranger to really any track in the New England area. He's raced all kinds of modified, street stocks, late models, pro stocks, super modifieds, you name it. Jim Storris has probably been behind the wheel. First lap for Storris as he heads down the back straightaway in car 47. Pretty good first lap for Jim Storris in the 47. That's third quick out of the 6 that have ran. See if Storris can pick a little up here through turns 3 and 4. Jim Storris looking to have a good second lap here. Not any better than the first one. So third quick for Kingston, New Hampshire's Jimmy Storris in the 47. Next onto the grid in the Belfab chassis, car number 1. This is Jim Chambers. Chambers, a front runner on the Northeastern Midget Association, and has taken over the reins of the Justin Belfiore-owned car number 1 here in 2023. Another driver who's had some tough luck over at the Star Speedway. See if he can put it all together here today. We know his capabilities behind the wheel of car number 1. Chambers, another driver who has driven all types of race cars, pro stocks, NEMA midgets. Back to open wheel here in 2023 for Jimmy Chambers. First lap, a 12.297. Second lap for Chambers at the line, 12.240. That's 5th quick for Jimmy Chambers in the 1. Next car onto the speedway, the East Derry Collision sponsored car number 26 from Derry, New Hampshire. This is Nick Pappas. Pappas has been a regular down at the Star Speedway for the past 4 or 5 years in this 26 car. It does have a couple podium finishes to his credit. Still looking for career win number 1 in car number 26. Green flag set to fly for Derry, New Hampshire's Nick Pappas. .408 first lap for Pappas. 7th out of 8 so far for the 26. 12.427, so that will be 7th quick out of 8 time trialers thus far for the 26 of Nick Pappas. Next on to the Speedway, the Smith Motors car number 98. This is Haverhill, Massachusetts driver Tommy the Terror Tomborello. Tomborello, a former champion in the 350 Super Modified division at the USA Speedway. Running a limited schedule here in 2023 in car number 98. Lap number 1 coming to the line for the 98 of Tomborello. 12.419, 12.419. That's 8th out of 9 so far. Tomborello looking for more here in lap number 2. .354, so picked up a little there. He'll be 7th out of the 9 time trialers thus far in car number 8 for car number 98, excuse me, for Tommy the Terror Tomborello out of Haverhill, Massachusetts. Chester, New Hampshire brings us our next time trialer in the Locke Crane Services, car number 38. This is Ryan Locke. Locke has had a couple good finishes thus far down at the Star Speedway on Saturday night action, looking to get into victory lane here today at the Hudson International Speedway. Green flag in the air, time trial, lap number 1 for Chester's Ryan Locke. .228, pretty good first lap for Ryan Locke. That puts him 5th quick out of 10 thus far. Can anybody knock off Bobby Timmons? Ryan Locke might have a shot here coming to the line. Ooh, close, 12.104, 12.104. That puts him 3rd quick for the young driver out of Chester, New Hampshire. So a good second lap for Locke, 3rd quick. Next on to the Speedway in the Woody's Auto sponsored car number 64. James Capps the 3rd in car 64. Chief starter Joe Brady set to give him the green flag for his first lap of 2 in time trialing rounds for the 64 of James Capps. Capps coming around for lap number 1 in the 64. 12.372, 12.372. That's 9th quick thus far for the 64 of Capps. Car looks pretty smooth, just going to find a little more speed. We'll see here on lap number 2. 8th quick, got one more spot on lap number 2, so that goes 8th quick for the 64 of James Capps the 3rd. This could be the one that knocks Bobby Timmons the 3rd off of the top of the charts. Next onto the Speedway in the Westford Glass sponsored car number 14, 2-time and defending track champion at the Star Speedway, Jeffrey Battle in car number 14. Green flag set to fly at the flag stand with Joe Brady. These are the laps you might want to watch. See if he can knock off Bobby Timmons the 3rd. Sparks flying off the back of the 14 of Battle, lap number 1. 12.049. That is quick time for Jeffrey Battle. Quick time on lap number 1 for Battle. 12.094 was the lap to beat, and he did it on lap number 1. A little bit slower on lap number 2, so quick time for the Westford Glass car number 14 of Jeff Battle. 12.049. Second is 12.094, and third is 12.098, so all pretty close. And here comes the other Battle brother. This is Ryan Battle in car number 21. Ryan Battle has shown some good speed at the Star Speedway here in 2023. He does have a feature win to his credit last year at the Star Speedway. See if he can knock off his brother Ryan here through time trial rounds. Lap number 1 coming to the line for the 21 of Ryan Battle. 12.174. That goes 6th quick for Ryan Battle in the 21. 6th quick for Battle in car 21. Pretty good first lap. 12.133, so gets one more spot out of it. He'll go 5th quick. So a good couple laps for the 21 of Ryan Battle. 5th quick, and the final car onto the speedway will be the 39. This is Eddie Whitcomb Jr. in car 39. Eddie Whitcomb Jr., former champion in 350 Super Modified racing, and a long-time Super Modified driver behind the wheel of car number 39. Green flag set to fly from chief starter Joe Brady. Can Eddie Whitcomb Jr. knock off his nephew Jeffrey Battle, who sits at the top of the charts right now? First lap, 12.177. That goes 7th quick for the 39 of Eddie Whitcomb Jr. Final lap for the final time trialer in car 39. 12.167, good for 7th quick for Eddie Whitcomb Jr. So that wraps up time trialing for the 350 Super Modifieds. Jeffrey Battle gets the top time. Bobby Timmons the third, second. Mike Nedishin third, Ryan Locke fourth, and Ryan Battle are your top 5 qualifiers through time trials for the 350 Super Modifieds. We'll be back later on in the racing program. And now we'll turn the microphone back over to the voice of the Hudson International Speedway, Mr. John Espernette.
Well, thank you very much, Tyler. And, man, that is going to be one heck of a show later on this afternoon. 40 laps for the Wing Warriors, the small block 350 Super Modifieds. Right now, coming on the raceway, ladies and gentlemen, we have some unsettled business. One more qualifying division. It's the Granite State Indoor Gun Range 6-shooters. One of the divisions that was added on this weekend due to the rain out last week, and unfortunately, Nelcar Legends not able to make it here this afternoon. Pretty strong showing from the Granite State Indoor Gun Range 6-shooters as we await them to hit the speedway. And here they come. Starting on the pole, going to be car number 68. That's the Harpoon IPA-sponsored ride for Steve Miller Sr. Outside of him, the Shorey Trucking-sponsored number 17X got her first feature win 1 year ago. It's good for Tristan Bodwell. The 25 New Hampshire. Runner-up in the points 1 year ago, the MTM Flooring-sponsored automobile. Winner last night, I believe, at the Monadnock Speedway is good for Michael Yetton. The Gangster of Love is what they call him in car number 79, Steve Miller Jr. So Dad's going to start on the pole. Son's going to start on the outside of row number 2. The Miller boys back in action here today. The Pistol, Pete Jarek. In car number 17, the Jarek's Automotive-sponsored automobile will start on the inside of the final set row, and Robert Taylor in car number 77 will round out the qualifier here for the Granite State Indoor Gun Range 6-shooters. Ballistic Billy Helliwell in the 01 Northeast Auto Import late model. Gonna make up a couple laps at the back end of this heat to make sure his equipment is good for feature time. Matt Johnson on the flag stand, going to cross him up in 1. Ten laps the distance. The final qualifier of the day set to fire. To the Bumpy's Auto Service restart zone. Green flag is out. Steve Miller in car number 68 gets the good jump. He'll lead him down the back straightaway. The Pioneer Automotive 25 to second. Here comes Jarek now to third in the 17. Tristan Bodwell in the 17X had a rough go at that one. Fell back to the 5th spot. Now Robert Taylor's around in car number 77. Stays in it, stays on the raceway, and we stay green. The battle heats up for the race lead now. Yet to the outside of Steve Miller Sr. Ducks over, makes the crossover move happen. Tries to get the bumper to him out of turn 2. Miller able to pull away in car number 68. Smoke flies out of the right front of the Judd's Automotive 68 machine of Miller. Michael Yetton trying to capitalize. Ducks to the bottom side. Doesn't have the horsepower to climb underneath the 68. Here comes the gangster of love, Steve Miller Jr. in car number 79. Tried the bottom side of Jarek. The door slammed right in his face down in turn 3. Halfway home this time. Cross flags at the stripe for the 68 of Miller. Yetton tries the inside. Contact down into one. Sideways the 25 New Hampshire. Miller's going to be able to pull away. Piece of styrofoam, it looks like, up in turn 2. Could be a piece of lead. We're going to throw the yellow flag just in case. A halfway caution here in the qualifier for the Granite State Indoor Gun Range 6 shooters. Steve Miller Sr. in the 68 machine has led them all thus far. Junior in the 79. They've been traveling to all 4 NHSDRA tracks all of 2023, trying to hit every 6-shooter event of the season. And man, let me tell you what, every time they show up, both of them are a factor for the race win. With 5 laps down and 5 laps remaining here in the qualifier, we will see how this one ends. Track looks to be picked up in turn 2. We'll restack them, re-rack them, and get ready to go. Final 5 laps of qualifying here on a beautiful Sunday afternoon at the Family Fun Track. Doubled up and ready to go. Going to do the dance once more. Steve Miller Sr. on the inside of Michael Yetton.
Okay. You want to be right on the 17 in that area.
Okay.
Little bit of a stack up coming into the corner. To the Bumpy's Auto Restart Zone we head, and they fire off the corner. Green flag is out. Miller leads the charge down into 1. Yet not going down without a fight on the outside. Yetton all the way up to the 3rd groove now. Steve Miller Sr. going to hold his own at the top side. He'll lead the charge to lap 6. Yetton rolls the high side of the Hudson International Speedway, trying to peek the orange fender out in front of the 68 machine of Miller. Peter Jarek in the 17 now. Jared to the inside for the 2nd spot. He's got Steve Miller Jr. right on his tail. 4 cars under a blanket. They stack up on the inside. Yetton's got his leg in it down the back straightaway. Popsicle sticks at the line. 2 laps to go, and who's going to lead him to the stripe? Miller Sr. again on the inside groove. One tough customer on the high side lane. It's Michael Yetton. Jarek still hanging in tough, and now Steve Miller Jr. to the bottom side of him with the white flag out. For the final time in qualifying action here today, the checkered flag is out. It's Steve Miller Sr. coming to it. Yetton will take 2nd. Steve Miller Jr. will take the 3rd spot. Tristan Bodwell and Peter Jarek round out the top 5. So that is it, ladies and gentlemen. Qualifying is done. It is feature time here today. The MLM Diagnostic Services Pure Stock Division will be the first out for 25 laps.
To do this, this is where you want to forget about the leaders.
Okay.
Don't even think about the leaders.
Yeah.
So she's already got the leader.
So
if
just get
anything
the action.
happens with the leaders,
She's
if you
good,
want
she's
to
good.
stay on that back, the 17 was either going to take them all out,
Oh,
or the 79 was going to take both the 25 and the 17 out.
yeah.
So as soon as I said, get right on that, because you saw them 3 wide coming out of 2, it's like, get right on that, because they're either going to wreck in here, or they're going to make it through.
MLM Diagnostic Services Pierceton Division making their way to staging now. 25 laps for them. 25 laps for the Granite State Indoor Gun Range 6-shooters. 30 laps for the Northeast Auto Import late models. 40 laps the distance for the Winged Warriors, the small block 350 super modifieds. But now, ladies and gentlemen, it is officially feature time. Here come the 4 bangers. The MLM Diagnostic Services Pierceton Division hits the speedway. On the pole, winner of his qualifier in car number 7Z, the Fine Line home-sponsored entry for Zach Zielinski. Outside of him, Chris Davis in car number 16, winner last night up at the Monadnock Speedway, former champion up there in Winchester, New Hampshire as well. Springfield, Vermont native starts on the inside of row number 2. The Don's Heating Springfield Mobile sponsored Shag and Wagon for Dougie Nelson. Outside of him, the defending division champion here at the Hudson International Speedway, VO3X out of Dracut, Massachusetts, young Caden Facette. Carlos Grenier in the 1 New Hampshire will make up the inside of the next row. Outside of him, the 603 Metalworks State Farm Brody Ledoux, number 4 out of Claremont, New Hampshire. It's Colton Martin. The O'Day's Garage number 38 machine, The Ogre. Jim Rhodes will start on the inside of the final set row next to Lele Daniels in car number 40. And the final set car on the field, the 56 Mass of Scotty Blanchard. 25 laps the distance. Matt Johnson gonna cross up the field and show him the 1 to go signal.
So the 4 and 1 are going to take one of these 2 out in front of them. So you want to be on them.
Zach Zielinski, Chris Davis on the front row and ready to do the dance. Initial start is on your flagman, Matt Johnson, as he looks the field over. He's going to let him loose down to the stripe, run away. Chris Davis with the good jump from the high side lane. He'll take the early race lead down the back straightaway. Zach Zielinski runs second. Caden Facette, the defending track champion, third. At the line for lap 1. Doug Nelson now gets some pressure for the 4 spot. Here comes the 1 New Hampshire of Carlos Grenier to the bottom side. Toe-to-toe for the 4 spot. They got the Claremont, New Hampshire native Colton Martin right behind him in car number 4. Battle heats up for second now. Caden Facette going to have his eyes on the bottom side of Zach Zielinski in car number 7Z. Davis, Zielinski, Facette, Grenier, and Martin now the top 5. Yellow flag is out. Something happened in turn 1 and 2, and there is dirt all over the raceway. Yellow flag is out. Hudson International Speedway safety crew will make their way over, pick up the asphalt, and we will be ready to go. 3 laps completed out of 25.
Second time we got loose up there in turn 3 and 4, see all the dirt on the track, they killed it.
Yeah.
What they do is they hitch up this blow dryer instead of using speakers. take that son of a bitch out there and close it off in one shot. Yeah, that was at 56. Must have lost it. But they got to find a faster way of hitching these things up.
Yeah.
Because it's taking way too long to get things going.
It's gonna take a while though.
Yeah, but by the time if I had a broom, I would have had that already swept. So they can't be fucking around.
So here comes the Buffalo Blower through turns 3 and 4 on its way to the scene in turns 1 and 2. The blow off the bottom side groove and will send him green for 22 more laps. Chris Davis gonna lead him to a restart green in car number 16. A strong start on the outside of Zach Zielinski.
Yeah.
Two drivers that fight toe-to-toe over in Winchester, New Hampshire at the Monadnock Speedway on Saturday nights make their way over to Hudson International Speedway here on a Sunday to do the exact same thing.
Push a button and it takes off.
Hudson native cut his teeth right here at the Hudson High Banks 1 year ago in his rookie season, won the division championship grids third. For the restart, it's Caden Fassett in car number 03X. The Juana Carlos Grenier and the 65 runner-up in the championship points 1 year ago. The Don's Heating, Springfield Mobile, sponsored number 65, Vermont the Shag and Wagon of Dougie Nelson.
I mean, it does a great job, but you gotta...
Just outside the top 5, the State Farm Brody Ledoux 603 Metalworks, sponsored number 4, Claremont, New Hampshire driver Colton Martin. Now, Martin has been a fierce competitor at every single track he has entered this year in the Pure Stock Division. I believe he has a feature win at all 4 NHSDRA tracks already in the 2023 season. So we'll see if he can do it again here, sitting in the 6th spot with only 3 laps in the books.
They used to do different. Instead of having these bumpers, they actually took the wall and it would curve in. So see how that curve goes in like that?
Yeah.
They wouldn't stop it. So if a guy hit it head on, it probably kill him. It curved all the way in, so if they did hit it, it was kind of like a little shade instead of those corners. So you never got in the grass.
Yeah.
That low, you're in deep doo-doo.
Yep.
There weren't no jumping these rumble strips like they do here. You see where the tires on the rumble strips?
Mm-hmm.
All right, track surface looks pretty ready to go. MLM Diagnostic Services Pure Stock Division going to restack, re-rack, and ready to go this time. One more trip around and we will refire.
It's still going to be the 165 before.
Chris Davis going to fire now from the inside of Zach Zielinski. The Fine Line Homes number 7Z going to see if he can capitalize on the outside. The green flag is out. No, Chris Davis with a good jump on the inside. Battle is on for the 3rd spot. Carlos Grenier on the outside of Caden Fassett. Fassett holding his own on the inside. 2 youngsters fighting hard for the 3rd spot. Chris Davis shows him down the back straightaway. Gonna put lap number 5 in the books this time by Caden Facette, trying to reel in the youngster in car number 7Z, Zach Zielinski. Single file through the field to lap 6. Nothing lost, nothing gained through the entire field of pure stocks. Coming up on lap traffic, it's the 56 mass of Scotty Blanchard. Lead cars coming. Blanchard in the 56 mass, looking ahead to the pits. Out of harm's way, to the paddock he goes. Top 3 cars start to break away. Caden Facette in car number 03. That race car has been racing at this racetrack for 17 plus years. Doing a good job holding his own with 2 very fast, newly built race cars in first and second. Chris Davis, Zach Zielinski. Holding the youngster and the defending track champion at bay. Battle now for the 4th spot. Colton Martin tries the inside of Carlos Grenier. Grenier slams the door shut. Martin back on offense. He's got the Ogre right behind him. Jim Rhodes in the O'Day's Garage number 38. Grenier 4th. The 4 of Colton Martin 5th. 6 right now, the 38 of James Rhodes. 3-car breakaway. It's Davis, Zielinski, Facette. Halfway home this time, buying the battles back on for the number 4 spot. Colton Martin down to the inside. Muscles his way underneath the 1 New Hampshire, Carlos Grenier. The Ogre, Jim Rhodes, trying to follow suit. Grenier gives a shot to the back door of Colton Martin. He'll dive back to the inside. Drag race down the backstretch for the 4th spot. Jim Rhodes just sitting there patiently waiting for something to happen. Grenier sideways on the bottom side of Colton Martin, the 38 machine of Jim Rhodes sitting there, bouncing off the back bumper. Here comes Dougie Nelson in the shaggin' wagon. 3 cars tiptoeing away from the rest of the field, but the best battle on the raceway is 3rd back. Grenier holds on to it, keeps him nice and wide, down in 3 and 4. Colton Martin holding his own on the high side lane of the family fun track. He'll have the spot at the line. And around he goes into turn 1. Something had to budge. And it was the 4, the Claremont, New Hampshire native of Colton Martin, goes around in turns 1 and 2. Great racing action from 3rd to 6th for about 5 to 8 laps there. A good run they were having. Carlos Grenier in the 1 and the 4 of Colton Martin were putting on the show. Carlos Grenier in the 1 New Hampshire pointed to the back for his involvement. So those 2 drivers will have the show to put on again at the back as they climb their way through the field with under 10 laps to go.
When he came over the thing, he says, stay on what you are, because I'm running side by side. So that means
Yeah.
what he does is he breaks. What he does is people watch.
Fluid laid down on the top side of turns 1 and 2 from the 4 of Colton Martin. Speedy dry being laid down. 9 laps remain here for the MLM Diagnostic Services Pure Stock Division.
Speed out. So
Yes.
anybody that has
Chris Davis has led them since the drop of the green flag. Zach Zielinski, who started on the pole, has dropped back to the second spot, and they're going to have a handful of young Caden Facette now in car number 03X, the defending track champion. The A-Brews Bar and Grill sponsored ride out of Dracut, New Hampshire, or Dracut, Massachusetts. The O'Day's Garage sponsored 38 machine of Jim Rhodes. And the Shag and Wagon, the Springfield Methodist Church, Napa Auto Parts sponsored ride of Doug Nelson rounds out the top 5. If you've lost a pink cell phone, if you lost your pink cell phone, come to the tower. We have found it. Stacked up and ready to go. 9 laps remain here in the Pure Stock feature.
38, 65, and a 4. Because this guy here,
Coming to the Bombies Auto restart zone. Davis on the bottom side of Zielinski. They fire down the front straightaway. The green flag is out. Davis leads them down through 1 and 2. Oh, they're all over each other for 4th now. Rhodes in the 65 of Nelson. 3 wide again. They still rub elbows. I think Nelson's got a right front flat. Now he's a pinball through everybody in the 65 Vermont. Tough go there for the Springfield, Vermont native Doug Nelson. Oh, and now problems for the defending track champion. Caden Facette is down in turn 4. Grenier gets into him. Rhodes gets into Grenier. Now Grenier's down in the 1 New Hampshire. Dropping like flies here in the MLM Diagnostic Pure Stock Main. The yellow flag is out. Caden Facette lost a right front. The 1 New Hampshire now, Carlos Grenier, I believe, lost a right front. And the 65 Vermont of Doug Nelson lost the right front sneaker.
oh, he was hitting it all. That's why I said stay on it.
Yeah.
Because you're going to get the best shots. I don't know if he has replay back or not.
Yeah.
All right, you got your replay up?
Show his battle scars.
All right, you got your replay up?
So after all that, 5 cars remain on the racetrack now. Chris Davis in the 16, the 7Z of Zach Zielinski. Colton Martin in the 4. Jim Rhodes, the 38, and the 40 of Lele Daniels.
No, they kick him out.
And now we lose the 38 machine of Jim Rhodes. Down to 4 cars on the raceway. Couple of courtesy laps in place for the cars that went pit side. It looks like the Springfield, Vermont driver, Doug Nelson, in the Shag and Wagon, will make his way back out on the raceway to finish this one.
They should not kick him out.
Get a close-up shot of 65 coming. Okay. Get a close-up shot right there. Right now. Yeah, he caught that in 3 and 4.
And now we're just awaiting word on the O'Day's Garage 38 machine, the Ogre Racing ride of Jim Rhodes. 7 laps remain here in the Pure Stock feature event. Chris Davis has led them all in car number 16. Can he lead the one that counts? All right, 5 of them gonna make the call for the restart green. 7 laps remain. Matt Johnson on the flag stand, gonna show him the signal. Next time by, we will refire.
Now you want to stay on the front 3 because they're going to run away from those other 2.
Same old story up front. Chris Davis on the inside of Zach Zielinski. Carlos Grenier in the 1 New Hampshire makes it out just in time. Coming to the Bumpy's Auto restart zone. Davis and Zielinski on the front row. On the hammer now. The green flag is out. Chris Davis leads the charge through 1 and 2. The battle's on for second now. Colton Martin from the back to the bottom side for second on the 7Z is Zach Zielinski. Davis leads him around. Zielinski edges out the 4 machine for second that time by. Martin's got the preferred line on the bottom side of the Hudson International Speedway. They'll drag race once again down into turn number 3. At the line again, it's the fine line home 7Z of Zach Zielinski. Holding his own, high, wide, and handsome here at the Family Fun Track. .21 in the books, 4 laps remain, and Colton Martin is snuck by for the second spot. Battle is hot and heavy for 4th now. Carlos Grenier to the inside of Lele Daniels. Gets the fender underneath, but she's going to slam the door shut. Popsicle sticks gonna fly from the flag stand this time. 2 laps remain for Chris Davis. Grenier sneaks by for the 4th spot in the 1 New Hampshire. The roof about to fall off that car. Driving the pop rivets right out of the 1 New Hampshire. White flag is out front for the 16 machine of Chris Davis. Battle still in contention for the second spot. Can Colton Martin hold off the hard charge and Zach Zielinski? Yes, he will, and they'll follow Chris Davis to victory. Martin second, Zielinski third, Grenier 4th, and Lele Daniels will round out the top 5.
They follow him down here and then take him back up there. Do a victory lap. Nope. Running short on time.
Yeah.
I just lock it in there. I don't try to follow him because he's not even on your camera anymore.
Yeah.
He's not even on your camera anymore. So what I do is I can
Just keep it
over
right
here,
there. Okay.
and I leave it right there. Because he's on the camera, guys. See him down there now?
Yeah.
So he's on him until they get done.
Okay.
Well, we're down here in Pierce Knock Victory Lane. He's out of the car. He can hear you. How about a round of applause for the 16 of Chris Davis? Man, Chris, this thing was bad fast right out of the box today, man. Started on the outside pole and never looked back. Got the jump and led every restart, led every lap here today.
Yeah, it's been real fortunate so far this year, but things are going to change here in a few weeks. We'll be starting a little further back, but I'll take them while I can get them. And by no means was it easy. I'd like to thank my crew who work hard on this thing every week, my girlfriend, my kids, thank my sponsors, Fenton Family Dealership, Jack of All Blades, Mona Me Jewelry, Buffum Auto Parts, McClure's Tree Service, and I'm probably forgetting one or two, but I'll get them next time.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together one more time. Winner here down here in Victory Lane for the Pierce Stocks, Chris Davis in car number 16.
When you do that, I kind of just do this number. I'll let them come out of the pit, and as they stop from there, I just kind of put it on. Yeah. This is a Wile E. Coyote bunch.
Race is gonna end early then. 2:30 right now. 2:35.
235. We got them, the late models, and I think the supers
They probably will finish by 5.
I know they have to be done by 6.
Oh, okay.
They have to be done by 6, and the last one has to be started before 6. And if it's started before 6, they can finish it. But if it's not started before 6, they can't run it. So that's why they do this. So they get them out here and push them all along. They don't want them to stop.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, second feature of the day on the Speedway. 25 laps of distance for the Black Flag Podcast Ridge Runners. Teammates on the front row, on the pole out of Nottingham, New Hampshire in the NRG fuel number 37J. One win on the season already for Squirt Gun Joey Frazier. Outside of him in the NRG fuel number 76 machine. Having a good showing here in his sophomore year of the Ridge Runner division. Welcome back, Heath the Butts. Callie Osborne grids third in the Northeast Auto Imports number 59 alongside last year's runner-up in the points, Tyler Johns in car number 32. Scott Bernier in the 54. Sebastian Janowick, winner last night at the Star Speedway in the 55. And the 7, hometown boy Richie Morocco brings up the back. coming to the start box this time. Squirt gun Joey Frazier on the inside of teammate Heath the Butts. They fire down the front straightaway. Frazier leads him down the back. To Butts second. Callie Osborne third right now in the 59. The Robinson Motorsports number 32 machine of Tyler Johns, the runner-up in the points 1 year ago. A new ride for him in car number 32, who's trying to sneak up and grab himself a piece of hardware. Right now, the rookie driver of the division in car number 59, young Callie Osborne. The only lady in the field holding on to third. Whoa, Scott Bernier in car number 54. All sorts of out of shape down through turns 1 and 2. Battles on for third. Tyler Johns gives a shot to the 59 machine of Callie Osborne. It's all Joey Frazier in car number 37, Jay Squirt Gun, out for a Sunday drive. Battle is hot and heavy from third on back. Now Richie Morocco has entered the battle for third. Tyler Johns and Callie Osborne still go at it. Morocco going to establish himself the high side groove in car number 7. Toe-to-toe for the 4th spot now with Tyler Johns. Callie Osborne, the rookie, holding her own in the 3rd spot, car number 59. Osborne holds on to 3rd. Johns now to the 4th spot in the 7 machine of Morocco, going to slide back just a few car lengths. Coming up on lap traffic at the front side of the field, Squirt Gun Joey Frazier. Battle hot and heavy for third now. Osborne going to sneak up the racetrack. Johns will get by in the 32. Now the 7 of Richie Morocco going to follow the train on the inside of the 59 machine of Callie Osborne. She'll ride the top side as they drag race down into turns 3 and 4. 2 3rd gens go at it for the 4th position. It's all metric at the front of the field. Joey Frazier, Heath the Butts, and now the 32 machine of Tyler Johns. Halfway signal, this time out of 25 for the NRG. Number 37, J of Squirt Gun, Joey Frazier. Frazier, a former track champion up in Epping, New Hampshire at the Star Speedway. Made his appearance known, his first race out earlier in the 2023 season, and picked up a win in the 37. And as I'm talking about that, the 7 machine of Richie Morocco just pancaked the outside wall. Slow on the top side, he's dropped down a right front sneaker on car number 7. 10 laps to go for the 37J of Squirt Gun Joey Frazier. Pretty well spread out around the family fun track. Closest battle is on for the 3rd spot between Tyler Johns and Callie Osborne. About 5 to 6 car lengths separate those two automobiles. Joey Frazier in his own area code in car number 37J. Teammate Heath the Butts pretty comfortable in the second position, car number 76. Five-finger salute this time from your chief starter, Joe Breggy. Squirt Gun takes the high five that time. 5 more trips for the NRG Fuel 37J. He's got the field covered. Teammate is about a half a track behind him in the 76 machine of Heath the Butts. Frazier now sees the lap car ahead. It's the 4th place car of Callie Osborne with 2 laps to go. Popsicle stick's gonna fly for the NRG Chevrolet. White flag. Joe Breggy lets the laundry out to dry. Quarter-mile trip left for Squirt Gun Joey Frazier. No contest there for DeButts. He's nice and steady in the second spot. The checkered flag is going to wave, and Joey Frazier's going to nail it down. Second will go to the 76 machine of Heath DeButts. And coming around to the checkered flag this time by rounding out the top 3, the 32 of Tyler Johns. We will head trackside to talk to your winner.
Yeah, I'll let you know the next one. That way you can take some great shots and some water cars. I wouldn't have brought my camera. I'd make you do that so I can see it.
Are they doing a victory lap?
Yeah.
Should we got it?
Sure.
Should we get him?
Yep. Get right on it real tight, all the way around till he hits here, and then she's going to pick it up. So just do a nice tight all the way down, and then widen out. Gets closer, start coming out. Get him right here. Beautiful. Yeah, she's got him. So turn your camera to 4 now. Yeah, she's got him. So I'm turning it. So I used to do that photography stuff, but it's so expensive to put it on friggin' Facebook.
Yeah.
I mean, on friggin' the cloud, it costs you $700.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what Richard Hayes does.
Uh-huh.
This goes to cloud.
Okay.
He can post the stuff
Yeah.
with a protective thing across it, say Rich Hayes photos.
Yes.
You can't copy it because the only way you can copy it
Yeah.
is you have to go to.
Yeah. You can go in court and make money out of it.
Yeah.
That's what I do with mine too. Because we have our page and we post it online, but it has our name across to it.
Right.
And inside the photo has my information too. So if someone steal the photo and say it's mine, I can
Yeah,
look in
that's
the
your
very-
protection thing.
Yeah.
You can get them. Yeah. But if it goes to the cloud, it goes to
Yeah.
whatever that company is.
Yeah. There's a bunch of companies that has the cloud that they
Everybody
secure.
uses that one.
Yeah.
What the hell is it?
This is a good setup.
Test 1, 2. There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, we're down here at Black Flag Podcast, Ridge Runner Victory Lane. How about a round of applause for your winner, Squirt Gun, Joey Frazier. Man, it's Joey. You got these cars figured out, man. Your whole crew, you guys got a great crew of guys. You come down here and you're absolutely dominant on a Sunday afternoon. This must feel good.
Oh, absolutely. We spend endless hours in the night in the shop to make these cars just as good as they are.
It is.
I just got a lot of people to thank. First off, my dad. Tons of hours in the shop every single night teaching me everything with these cars, how to turn, how to set someone up, everything.
Yeah.
Our crewmate Heath, awesome job to him, finishing 1-2 tonight. My mom, my brother Zach, Larry, Jackson, who helps me out every single night, racing at Star Speedway as well. Just an awesome night. Got a few sponsors to thank: NRG Fuel, Rusty's Towing's on the car, Paul Matthews, Eagle Air Solutions. Just an awesome night, and can't be more happy with that.
Ladies and gentlemen, let him hear you one more time. Squirt Gun, Joey Frazier nails it. Black Flag Podcast, Ridge Runners.
I probably got pictures of some of these guys bringing knee high to the grasshopper. But I got so much friggin' stuff at home. I got tubs and tubs stuff piled everywhere. NASCAR stuff I did. Loud for friggin' 10 years. I got tired of that.
Yeah.
I mean, you get tired of it after a while. It's like,
Yeah.
you can only take so many pictures and you die. What are you going to do with them?
Yeah, exactly.
Somebody said, well, why don't you sell all your stuff? Put a protective thing on it. You'll sell it to somebody else. I said, why should I sell all my shit to somebody else and make money? They want to buy my shit, that's fine and dandy. They buy it off me, I'll sell you the whole collection.
Yeah.
Then you can do what you want. But
Yeah.
I'm not going to give you the collection so you can make money, and then the old expression is like the Italians. You can
Just like that, you know.
I can usually guess who's, when they come out to race. I can usually tell you who.
Yeah.
Boy, that's tight on that transmission. You're gonna hear that transmission. There it goes.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, on the speedway now for 30 laps. This is the Northeast Auto Import Late Models. Before we fire them, ladies and gentlemen, we ask you all to please rise, remove your racing caps, and point your attention to turn number 1 as Brandon Harris is on the flag stand to sing today's national anthem.
How's it going, New Hampshire? Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets rang glare, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Ladies and gentlemen, one more time for Brandon Harris down there. Right now, ladies and gentlemen, let's do the most famous words in motorsports on the count of three. 1, 2, 3. Drivers, start your engines.
Had 5 people say, hey, some old dude is saying.
30 laps the distance around the high bank quarter mile of Hudson International Speedway for the best support division across the 50 states of America. Ladies and gentlemen, before your eyes is the Northeast Auto Import late models. On the pole, the driver hails out of Londonderry, New Hampshire, the Renfrew Motorsports R&R public wholesaler sponsored entry for Milton Duran. Outside of him, winner of his qualifier, the L&L Fabrication Moore and Engine Services sponsored ride, the former Youth Division champion here at the Hudson High Banks out of Nashua, New Hampshire. Welcome back, Andrew Morin. The 33X, the traditional mortgage ride out of Salem, New Hampshire, and car number 33X, that's good for Dan Palin. And outside of him, the former Mighty Mike Lewis Memorial champion, car number 57, out of Billerica, Massachusetts, the Morton Builders DNL Auto sponsored Chevy. It's the Cabana Boy, Justin Beecher. Car number 66K, Will Grid 5th on the field out of Haverhill, Mass. The A Family Cab, Schroeder and Sons sponsored ride for the captain, Chris Schroeder. The 33W, the Precise Industries, Snowworks sponsored entry, Gagnon Services on the side. For the defending track champion out of Lowell, Massachusetts, welcome Chargin' Chuck Daney. Longtime competitor here at the Family Fun Track, Steve DuBois in car number 213, Will Grid alongside the 55 out of Canaan, New Hampshire, the Streeter Construction, Jake's Market and Deli sponsored ride for Robbie Streeter. The Pelham, New Hampshire boy is back in car number 01. The MLM R&R sponsored ride for Ballistic Bill Helliwell. Jay Sousa out of Nashua in the 8. The Lee Vinyl Excavating sponsored 88 of John Vinyl next to the Catco Recycling 22 of Austin Erickson. Mike Williams in the 07. Nick Prenevu in the 38. Bring up the back as we come off the corner. The green flag is out. They shuffle through the top 5 down through turns 1 and 2. Andrew Morin gets the short end on that one. He'll drop back 2 spots in car number 30. Milton Duran leads him around for lap 1. Beecher second, Schroeder third. The battle will be on for 4th as Dan Palin starts to roll on the back door. Car number 30. Single file through the top 5. The battle's on for 6 now. Chuck Daney tries to peek on the inside of Canaan, New Hampshire's own Robbie Streeter. Streeter in car number 55 still looking to pick up late model career win number 1. He'll dive down low on the 33. No shot there. Backs out wisely, has some patience, ducks down to the inside, down the front straightaway for the 5th spot. Streeter will get by. The defending track champion now rules suit. Here comes Charge and Chuck Daney. They're chasing the 30 machine of Andrew Morin. There's a 3-car breakaway at the front of the field. Duran, Beecher, and now Schroeder in car number 66K. Duran, Beecher, and Schroeder mixing it up for the number 1 spot. Beecher going to try to establish himself the outside lane of young Milton Duran. Duran holding his own, already has 1 win to his name in the 2023 season here at the High Banks, as well as Chris Schroeder in the 66K. Schroeder will muscle up the inside of Justin Beecher. Battle now on for the 4th spot. Robbie Streeter wants another one. He'll dive down low on the 30 machine of Andrew Moore, and they'll drag race down the back straightaway. Charge and Chuck Daney right in line behind the 55 of Robbie Streeter. Side by side again for the 2nd spot. Justin Beecher finds himself on the raceway where he fits most comfortably on the high side groove, making it work in car number 57. Good hard racing up front through the top 3. Duran, Beecher, and Schroeder have tiptoed away from the other 3. Robbie Streeter, Andrew Morin, and Chuck Daney go at it for 4th, 5th, and 6th now down the back straightaway. Beecher and Schroeder, the 57 and the 66K. 2 tough customers duking it out for the number 2 spot. Neither one of them wants to give an inch. Either one of them wants to take the mile. They drag race again. It's Justin Beecher by a car. Beecher's gonna clear him down into turn 3. First opportunity in 10 laps to clear to the bottom side of the raceway. He'll go right to work on the race leader, Milton Duran. Duran holding him steady. Justin Beecher going to massage the back deck lid. Halfway signal at the line. 15 laps down. 15 laps remain. Milton Duran leads him to it. He's led him from the drop of the green flag. Justin Beecher, the Cabana boy out of Billerica, Massachusetts, has something to say. He'll dart to the outside. Establishes himself to the outside of Milton Duran now. Side by side, down the back straightaway for the race lead. Duran trying to muscle up again on the 57 of Beecher. Beecher leads him around. Taking the long way around the family fun track. The Morton Builders 57 will clear for the race lead. Duran struggling on the bottom side. And Justin Beecher has found himself at the front of the class. A bobble through 1 and 2. Duran back to the inside. Does Milton Duran have enough to sneak back by him? Don't count out the 66K of the captain, Chris Schroeder. Duran with a little bit of a love tap down in through 1 and 2. Car number 08 starting to look desperate now for a race win. 10 laps to go. Lap traffic dead ahead, and a good amount of it. Will they catch him before this one ends with 9 laps to go? Justin Beecher, former Battle of the Belt NHS TR8 champion, shows him around to lap 22. 8 laps to go. Does Chris Schroeder have anything saved for the big dogs up front? Knocking on the back door now, a Milton Duran's number 08 for the second spot. Oh, bumping and banging, rubbing elbows for the second position. Schroeder to the inside of Duran. Duran gonna sneak back by to the bottom side with a crossover move, and car number 08 down into one. Duran sideways. Gets into the 66, and the captain will keep it straight. 5 laps to go. The 5-finger salute in the air for Justin Beecher. All eyes are on the battle for second. Schroeder starts to pull away from Duran in car number 08. Lap cars all ahead of Justin Beecher. 3 laps to go at the start-finish line. Will they play the factor? Passing flag is out for about 6 cars. Two to go. They're racing hard for position right in front of the race leaders. Passing flag is out. And we have caught the lap traffic with 2 to go. Can Chris Schroeder pull one out of his sleeve? Beecher trying to find a way to navigate the lap cars. Passing flag is out. The 8 of Sousa giving plenty of room to the outside. The white flag is out. Quarter-mile trip to go. Down the back straightaway for the final time. 30 laps have been completed, and here is your winner, Justin Beecher in car number 57. Schroeder second, Duran third in the 08. We will head trackside to talk to your winner.
What's that? Here's your little rock? It's a pretty cool rock.
S22. Well, we are down here after a long 30 laps at Northeast Auto Import Late Model Victory Lane. And he's down here for the first time in 2023. Let him hear you, ladies and gentlemen. Justin Beecher in car number 57. Well, Justin, this thing was bad fast right out of the box. I mean, you were strong. You were up on that top side. We were talking about you all race long. If it was anybody else stuck up there, they probably wouldn't have been able to get it done, but this car loves it up there, and you do too.
Yeah, I love it up there, definitely. Yeah. I still think the right front shock's bottoming out, which is kind of making me slide the nose every time I get out there when I try to drive it in deep. So just kind of had a baby at getting into the corner, but she got some drive off, I can tell you that. So it was a good run. Can't complain. Thanks Milton and Chris for running me clean. It was a good race. Had fun out there with them. I got to thank my father big time. George Baldwin, Cracker, Danny Massa, who's not here, everyone else that helps out. My sponsors, Morin's Buildings, Pools, Dens and Renovations, Dempsey's Roofing, and thanks for coming out.
One more time, ladies and gentlemen, Justin Beecher down here in Late Model Victory Lane. Next on the Speedway, 40 laps, ladies and gentlemen, for the 14 of the best Wing Warrior competitors. The small block 350 Supers up next.
All right, race fans, 350 Super Modified, set to go 14 cars strong, 40 laps the distance here today. The Winged Warriors of the Star Speedway, a good field. Good to see a nice crowd here at the Hudson Speedway. And we're set for some Sunday afternoon thunder with the stars and cars of the 350 Super Modifieds. Set to be pushed out next, Justin Beecher with the late model win here. Chris Schroeder second, and opening day winner Milton Duran gets the third spot. The Cabana Boy back in victory lane.
That's what yours is for. Oh.
Jeffrey Battle set quick time through time trials for the 350 Super Modifieds. Wyndham Maine's Bobby Timmons III was second quick, and Auburn, New Hampshire's Mike Nedishin was the third quickest qualifier here today.
I know. Careful, mister.
Next weekend, race fans, for the NHSTRA Claremont Motorsports Park back in action on Friday night, and right back here on Sunday afternoon at the world-famous Hudson International Speedway. So racing action next weekend, and with the NHSTRA off on Saturday, it's a great night to head on down to the Star Speedway, as they got double features for the 350 Super Modifieds and double features for the Street Stock. So it's going to be a weekend full with Claremont, Star, and Hudson all racing next weekend. Cole Littlewood getting ready for his debut at the Riverside Speedway on Friday night in the Act-Type late models. All right, here they come, the ground pounders. 350 Super Modifieds getting pushed pit side. We'll stack them, line them up, and get them going. 40 laps of distance here today for this special event on the high banks of the Hudson Speedway. A beautiful June afternoon. Finally got some good weather the last couple days here for area racetracks. Had a good night last night and a nice, beautiful day here today. A nice breeze. Kingston, New Hampshire's Jim Storis is in car number 47. Ryan Battle is in car number 21. The 38, that is Chester, New Hampshire's Ryan Locke in the Locke Crane Services sponsored ride. Mike Nedishin in car number 55. He's out of Auburn, New Hampshire. Nedishin, a long time 350 Super Modified campaigner, as I said, in time trials. Also a dirt track racer in the DMA Midgets at the Bear Ridge Speedway up in Bradford, Vermont. He has a DMA team. Couple cars for him and his team, him and James Fitzgerald. BT3 is in car number 13, the Timmins Fabrication sponsored ride out of Windham, Maine. That is Bobby Timmins III, the Seacoast RVs sponsored ride. Always fast at the Star Speedway and wherever he shows up in that 13 car. Two-time and defending Star Speedway 350 Supermodified champion Jeffrey Battle is your quick time runner here today in the Westford Glass sponsored car number 14. Battle always quick wherever he goes in car number 14, and he's looking to go for the three-peat here in 2023 over at the Star Speedway in the weekly 350 Supermodified competition. Eddie Whitcomb Jr. is in car number 39. Whitcomb Jr., another long-time campaigner in 350 Supermodifieds. James Whitcomb is in the Seacoast Sand and Gravel sponsored car number 45. He's out of Methuen, Massachusetts. Whitcomb taking over the reins here in Red McDonald's owned car number 45, having a pretty good season for himself, trying to find more and more speed each and every time out. Jim Chambers is in car number 1. He's out of Atkinson, New Hampshire, the Belfab Chassis sponsored car number 1. Chambers back in a 350 Super Modified.
Can you go ahead and just follow what you're doing for 2 minutes? I need to run so you go.
Rusty Poland out of Windham, Maine, making his debut behind the wheel of car number 70 here at the Hudson International Speedway. Poland, a longtime racer up at the Beech Ridge Motor Speedway, the now defunct Beech Ridge Motor Speedway. He's in car number 70. James Capps III's in the Woody's Auto sponsored car number 64. The Smith Motors, car number 98 out of Haverhill, Massachusetts. This is Tommy the Terror Tombarello in car number 98. Tombarello, a former super modified champion at the USA Speedway. Running a limited schedule here in 2023. He's in car number 98. Nick Pappas grids behind the wheel of car number 26, the East Derry Collision sponsored ride. He's out of nearby Derry, New Hampshire in car 26. A familiar name to Hudson Speedway fans. Longtime mini stock campaigner here at the High Banks. Car number 7, that is Kenny Goodrow. And that is your field for today's 40-lap main event for the Winged Warriors, the 350 Super Modifieds from the Star Speedway. A nice field here at the Hudson Speedway and set to put on a show for you race fans in attendance. Chief starter Joe Brady on the flag stand. Hot laps gonna get underway. Hot laps get some heat in the tires for the stars and the cars of the 350 Super Modifieds. Hot laps underway now. You know if there was an invert, there must have been an invert, right?
They didn't tell me. I'm just going to actually walking around here, so.
Yeah, he was standing right here when
What'd you just say?
The invert.
All right.
I am.
Caution flag back on the speedway. And we're just about set. Tommy Tombarello went for the spin cycle. He'll get that car refired, and then we'll get him up into columns of 2 for 40 laps the distance.
I know, there's been 3 of them coming.
An invert, as you can see, with Jimmy Storris on the point. Ryan Battle will grid second. Third will be Ryan Locke out of Chester. Fourth, Mike Nedishin. And fifth is the 13 of Bobby Timmins III. So a top 6 invert. That will certainly spice things up here as Timmins and Battle, your top 2 qualifiers, start 5th and 6th in this one. Scotty Don't enjoying his Sunday here at the Hudson Speedway. He'll be back in action in the Slingshots over at Star. He had his debut here today in the Slingshot. Getting that car going better and better in car number 54. Push truck's getting ready to push off the 98 of Tombarello back in the right direction. He'll get back in position.
Nope. Okay, come on. How about this one? Watch all the cars. What's your favorite car?
So Tom Borello's car just about back headed straight, and we'll get him refired.
Hi, cars. Hi. Hi, cars.
So as I said, race fans, next weekend, another motorsports-filled weekend here in southern New Hampshire area, as well as the upper valley of New Hampshire. The Claremont Motorsports Park back in action on Friday night. 7 p.m. start time up at the Claremont Motorsports Park, and then on Saturday, Star Speedway back in weekly racing action. 6 p.m. start time. These 350 Super Modifieds double features next Saturday night, and then right here on Sunday afternoon, Hudson Speedway back in action with their weekly racing program.
I think I'm gonna make my first appearance ever in Star next weekend. I've never been.
You've never been?
I've always been doing this stuff. We don't actually have a Saturday. We have a Saturday off for once.
Great,
so
you're going to pick the 1 week I'm not there.
Oh, are you not? I've never even been. So.
Yeah, next week's my fishing trip weekend.
Ah.
But it's going to be a good week because it's double features.
Thirsty? No.
Tom Borello back up to speed in car number 98. He'll get back into position, and we'll get ready to get this one underway. Evelyn Morse, 18 months of age yesterday, enjoying her second ever trip here to the Hudson International Speedway, watching Dad announce the 350 Super Modified. She's having a grand old time here at the High Banks. All right, chief starter Joe Brady crosses the field up, gives them the 1-to-go signal next time by. 40 laps of distance for the stars and the cars of the 350 Super Modifieds. Jim Storris on the point. Ryan Battle outside. Ryan Locke grids third. Then it's the 55 Auburn, New Hampshire's Mike Nedishin and Bobby Timmons, your top 5 as they run. Into the Bumpy's Auto restart box. Next time by, we're going to go green. I thought it was this time. It's next time, says Joe Brady. Bumpy's Auto Service in Salem, New Hampshire, sponsoring the restart zone here and at the Star Speedway. Great people, and they're always there to lend a helping hand. Beck, Nick, and Kenny Caveman. All right, here we go. This time it's ready. Into the Bumpy's Auto Service restart box. Green flag in the air. 350 Super Modifieds are underway. Ryan Battle got a good jump. Oh, him and Storris bounce off each other down the back straightaway, but it's Ryan Battle to the lead. Battle on the outside groove. Storris fights back to the bottom side. More contact made, leaning on each other down the front straightaway. Jim Storris not going down without a fight. He retakes the top spot down the back straightaway. Here comes Mike Nedishin in the 55. Then it's side by side for the 4th spot between the 38 of Ryan Locke. Look at this race to the lead, race fans. Wing to wing down the front stretch. Storris on the bottom trying to clear Ryan Battle down the back straightaway. Battle bobbles a little bit. Here comes BT3, Bobby Timmons the 3rd. Timmons down underneath Ryan Locke. He washes up the racetrack, doesn't give Locke much of a chance. That's going to allow the 14 to battle by. Jim Storris out of Kingston, New Hampshire, fended off the 21 of Ryan Battle. Now he's trying to run away and hide. Mike Nedishin is on the move in car number 55. The Auburn, New Hampshire driver up to 3rd, looking for 2nd on Ryan Battle. Then it's Timmons, Jeffrey Battle, Ryan Locke, Eddie Whitcomb Jr., and the 45 of James Whitcomb. 5 down out of the scheduled 40 for the 350 Super Modifieds, and Jim Storris is dominating right now, opening up the gap over the 2nd spot, Ryan Battle. Nedishin was there for a while, but now Ryan Battle starting to put some distance between himself and that 55. Bobby Timmons III made a bold move down underneath Ryan Locke. It looked like he was the man on the move, but cars just settling in right now into the early goings of today's 40-lap main event for the 350 Super Modifieds. Jeffrey Battle has not made many advances right now after the top 6 invert. He runs in the 5th spot. We'll see what happens as these Tires start to wear in a little bit next time by. Going to be 10 laps in the record books, and it is all Kingston, New Hampshire's Jim Storis right now out front. What a story this would be for the Kingston, New Hampshire veteran. Come over here to the Hudson International Speedway. If they go clean and green, it's going to be tough to reel in that 47 of Jim Storis because he has opened up a sizable gap over the second spot, Ryan Battle. Ryan Battle and Mike Nedishin just about equal through turns 1 and 2. Nedishin trying to get back to him. The Battle right behind them, starting to heat up for the 4th spot now between Jeffrey Battle on the 14 and the 13 of Bobby Timmons III. Timmons and Jeffrey Battle are the top 2 dogs at the Star Speedway, and right now Timmons is winning that battle at the high banks of the Hudson Speedway. Lap traffic could be a factor in this one. Kenny Goodrow in car number 7, the first car to go a lap down. He's about a straightaway ahead of Jim Storis right now. Storis clicking off some pretty good laps in car number 47, but still a long ways to go in this one. 40 scheduled. Tommy Tomborello in car number 98 headed pit side. Another tough day for the Haverhill, Massachusetts driver in car number 98. He's headed pit side early in this one with 15 laps in the record books. Jim Storis now really starting to reel in Ken Goodrow in car number 7 to be the first one to lap down. Goodrow going to get the passing flag from chief starter Joe Brady, as Storis has come from a long ways back and he is reeling him in quickly. Storis can't waste any time because Ryan Battle starting to close the distance between himself and that 47 now. Storis trying to get by Ken Goodrow quick, but Ryan Battle is closing that gap, and it is closing fast for Jim Storis. Storis having trouble finding a way to the back bumper of the 7 of Ken Goodrow, and here comes Ryan Battle. He's got the 55 of Nedishin with him, all doing battle down the front straightaway. Storis trying to get to the outside, can't get up there. Here comes Battle in the 21 now. Kenny Goodrow holding up your leader, Jim Storis, and it could cost Storis the lead down the front straightaway. Goodrow all over the racetrack. Storis trying to find a way by. Here comes Mike Nedishin for second. Great racing action up front. Mike Nedishin dives to the bottom side of Ryan Battle. Battle slams the door shut. Jim Storis still cannot find a way by Ken Goodrow. Mike Nedishin down underneath the 21 of Ryan Battle. He takes the second spot away. Timmons and Jeffrey Battle with Ryan lock in tow, all starting to catch your lead 3. Kenny Goodrow fighting for his life, trying to stay on the lead lap. Jim Storis is starting to run out of patience in car number 47. Storis finally gets to the outside of Goodrow now down the front straightaway. Jim Storis going to try to clear Kenny Goodrow. Mike Nedishin up the racetrack. They're 3 wide down the back straightaway. Ryan Battle had to get on the binders there. They made a little contact. That allows the 13 of Bobby Timmons into the 3rd spot. Great racing up front. Give the 3rd spot now to BT3, Bobby Timmons the 3rd. Jim Storis, your leader, but Mike Nedishin is hungry in car number 55. Nedishin having his best day in a 350 super modified in quite some time in car number 55. He's looking for the lead away from Jim Storis. Ryan Battle runs in the 4th spot, then it's his brother Jeffrey Battle completing your top 5, but the race right now is for the top spot. Down the back straightaway, Jim Storis trying to fend off Nedishin. Laps clicking away, only 13 laps to go, clean and green thus far, and it's been great racing up front. Jim Storis had a huge lead, but he could not find a way by the lap car of Ken Goodrow, and that cost him all the time. Mike Nedishin made a great move trying to find a way by Ryan Battle. Now he's trying to find a way by your leader. Bobby Timmons the 3rd was right there for a couple laps, but the top 2 have broken away from him just a little bit, about 2.5, 3 car lengths as they head down the front straightaway. Next time by 10 fingers in the air from chief starter Joe Brady. 10 laps to go at the line for your leader, Kingston, New Hampshire's Jim Storis. Mike Nedishin has got 10 more laps. He's throwing everything at Storis right now, trying to find a way by and get back into 350 super modified victory lane. Nedishin peeks to the bottom side. Gives him the bumper, lets him know he's there. Jim Storis is in defense mode now in car number 47. Bobby Timmons has closed the gap back to about a car length, but they speed down the back straightaway. Mike Nedishin trying to find an opening on Jim Storis, but the savvy veteran making his 47 car wide, trying to fend off the Auburn, New Hampshire driver. Nedishin peeks to the bottom side, race for the lead. Mike Nedishin, Storis make contact. Jim Storis slammed the door shut in the face of the 55 of Mike Nedishin that time. Will they catch Nick Pappas on the 26 is the question as well. This time by going to be 6 laps to go for your leader, Jimmy Storis, but he is going to have to earn it here today because Mike Nedishin is all over his back bumper. Nedishin once again peeks to the bottom side. He's got the nose in there this time. Jim Storis not going to fend him off. New leader, it's Auburn, New Hampshire's Mike Nedishin. Unbelievable drive here today for the 55 of Mike Nedishin, and that's all he needed. The gap is opening already. 4 to go at the line for your leader, Mike Nedishin. What a bold move he made. He finally got to the bottom side on Jim Storis. Nedishin's going to make quick work of the 26 of Nick Pappas to put him a lap down, but the battle is for second now. Bobby Timmons gives Storis the bumper, lets him know he's there. Storis' 47 car starting to fade just a little bit as Mike Nedishin clears the 26 of Nick Pappas. Timmons now to the bottom side of Storis for spot number 2. Give the second spot to Bobby Timmons. 2 laps to go at the line for your leader, Mike Nedishin. Oh, we got Rusty Poland up into the wall. Poland in the 70 up in the wall. Lord have mercy, that changes everything now in today's 40-lap main event. They went 38 laps on the dot. Clean and green, and Rusty Poland up off the racetrack and into the wall in car number 70. Race fans, how about that for 350 super modified racing, folks? It doesn't get much better than that.
Unfortunately, got it after.
Jim Storis led a bunch. But Mike Nedishin methodically worked his way into the second spot and bided his time until Jim Storis opened up the door.
He lost it himself.
Yeah, back it up right here. I can show you.
Watch this screen right here. Actually, actually, just watch that.
Tough break for Rusty Poland and his new ride. Looked like he got a little piece of that wall up in turns 1 and 2. So we'll go back to lap 37 as the whole field had not taken the 2 to go signal.
I'm trying to manually cut it.
Tyler Johns up here signing autographs for all his race fans, fresh off a 3rd place finish in the Slingshots. So Mike Nedishin will now have Bobby Timmons III to his outside on the restart. Jim Storis regrids 3rd, Ryan Battle 4th, and Jeffrey Battle, who uncharacteristically hasn't made much headway here today at Hudson in car number 14, sits in the 5th spot. Tough break for Poland as he'll go off on the hook in car number 70. Jen, can you tell me that red Powerade right there?
Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Call that out if you would.
Yeah, good. Come up here.
Yeah. Tell him to go to the ticket booth up front.
Race fans, get your 50-50 tickets out. Race fans, get your 50-50 tickets out. Green ticket, 914-918. 914-918 at the main ticket booth where you came into the Speedway. Once again, green ticket, 914-918 at the main ticket booth if you have the winning ticket. I didn't think I'd like this, but I'm in love.
Yeah, everybody who tries it, they're $200.
The only thing I don't know is what do I do with my hands, but I'm getting used to it.
Well, they're $200, and you get to hear, so you have instant
That's what I like.
feedback.
That's what I like.
Awesome. Put that on the list for him.
Okay. What are they?
Take 2 weeks pay away from me. Just get a pair of these.
I'll send you guys.
Okay. Yeah, send it.
Every place that I brought them, they now want them.
Mike Nedishin. So back to the last completed lap. That will move Jim Storis back into the 2nd spot, which could benefit Timmons because he'll be on the bottom side, but he wanted a shot on the outside of Nedishin there. So Rusty Poland's 70 car is off the racetrack, and the field is going to cross up. Field is crossed up. A 3-lap shootout to decide today's 350 Super Modified winner. Nedishin, Storis, Timmins, Ryan Battle, and Jeffrey Battle, your top 5. Down into the Bumpy's Auto Service restart box. Here we go. Good even start. Green flag back in the air. Super Modified's back and away. Storis got a great jump on the outside. He gets back down in front of the 13 of Timmins. Here comes Ryan Battle. Kenny Goodrow a little sideways at the back of the pack. He hangs onto it. 2 laps to go at the line. The race is going to be from second on back. Race fans as Mike Nedishin drives off into the distance. Ryan Battle to the outside, takes back the 3rd spot from Bobby Timmins. What a power move that was by Ryan Battle. Takes back the 3rd spot. White flag in the air. Final trip around for Mike Nedishin. Timmins dives back to the bottom side of Ryan Battle. Down the back straightaway for the final time. Checkered flag in the air. Your 350 Super Modified winner, Mike Nedishin. 2nd to Storis, 3rd to Timmins, 4th to Ryan Battle, and 5th goes to Ryan Locke. James Wickham in the 45. The 64 of Caps and the 26 of Pappas all wrecked at the checkered flag there. We'll head trackside. Race fans, once again, 50-50. Green ticket 914-918. 914-918 at the main ticket booth. All right, down here in 350 Super Modified Victory Lane. What an impressive drive for this driver out of Auburn, New Hampshire. Unstrapping out of the 55 ride. All right, he's out of the car. He can hear you. Mike Nedishin, your winner in car number 55. Getting some congratulations down here. We'll get Mike to the front of the car. Come on over, Mike. Well, it's good to see you back in 350 Super Modified Victory Lane. The car, you're always good here at Hudson, but the car was real good there on the long run. You and Jim had a spirited battle. You finally got the hole. Then on the restart, it was all green for you from there. Back in 350 Super Modified Victory Lane at Hudson International.
Yeah, this is awesome. I mean, thank my brother, my father, Dustin, all of them for coming out today. We always run really good here. We're always first, second. This is my first win here, so this is awesome. This is my first win in the 350 Super in a little bit. You know, we always run top 3. We run really good, but this is good to get a win finally out of the way, and hopefully a few more we can get out of this. But just like to thank Bobby Weber for putting this whole thing on and having us come down here. Good turnout today, great weather. Everybody for showing up and coming out and enjoying the races today, and this is a good one.
All right, he's back in 350 Super Modified Victory Lane. Mike Nedishin in car number 55. And look at this, another driver I like to see in 350 Super Modified Victory Lane. How about a nice round of applause? Jim Storis in the 47 gets the second spot. Well, Jim, you led in the early going there. Mike was just a little bit better than you, but what a great restart you had there on the outside. And you knew you had the bottom open, got down there, and a solid finish for you and your team here today.
Wow. That was awesome. Mike was kind of banging me a little bit with that bumper. I says, I'm going to hang here tough, buddy. But he did a hell of a job. The car was awesome. It started getting a little freed up. But I just can't thank Mike Caswell and Brian Allegresso. Leaps and bounds. Last year I was hanging on to the damn car to get lapped, and we got something going now, and it feels really good. And I want to say, Kalei!
All right, top 3, a good run. Second here today for Jim Storrs in car number 47. And rounding out your podium here today in car number 13, BT3, Bobby Timmons III. Well, Bobby, we all know you like coming here to the high banks of Hudson Speedway. You had to start a little deeper after the invert there, and you were methodically working your way, got into the second spot, but that caution kind of didn't help you. It would have been interesting, you on the outside groove, but what happened, but you end up third here today.
Yeah, we didn't quite have as good of a car as we had last year. I knew we were good. I mean, just track position. I mean, Jeffrey got the pole and he finished 5th. So that just shows you how close everybody is. Mike was here last year and finished 2nd to me, so it was kind of looking like it was going to shape up that way, just reverse. But good for Jimmy. Good to see Jimmy have a good run here. They tried to give me 4th, which I was quite confused but not surprised. So glad to see the score and figured that out as quick as they did. Thanks to all my guys, Seacoast RV, Martel Motorsports Restoration, G&G's Gift, Timmons Machine Fabrication, Black Flag Podcast, all my buddies up in the bar.
All right, third spot here today, BT3, Bobby Timmons III. That wraps it up for me here today. Thank you all for coming out. A great show for the 350 Super Modifieds, and we'll head it back up to the booth to John Burnett.
Another big congratulations to Mike Nedishin and company down there in Hudson International Speedway Victory Lane, as we still have one more feature event of the afternoon, the Granite State Indoor Gun Range 6-shooters for 25 laps. And then for all that want to participate, we will have spectator one-on-one drags and a spectator 10-lap event at the end of the night. Granite State Indoor Gun Range 6-shooters gonna hit the Speedway next. Granite State Indoor Gun Range 6-shooters sit atop turns 3 and 4, ready to do battle. 25 laps the distance for them, the final feature event of the day. On the pole, gonna be the Space Cowboy in car number 68, the Judd's Automotive sponsored entry for Steve Miller Sr. Outside of him, the MTM Flooring Pioneer Automotive sponsored number 25, New Hampshire. Runner-up in the points 1 year ago, and that's good for Michael Yetton coming off a hot win last night over in Winchester, New Hampshire at the Monadnock Speedway. The Gangsta Love, they call him in car number 79, the Judd's Automotive sponsored ride, and that's good for Steve Miller Jr. Tristan Bodwell will start outside of him in car number 17X, the Shorey Trucking Automobile. Peter Jarek in the 17 and Robert Taylor in the 77 bring up the back. 25 laps the distance for the 6 shooters. Green flag is set to fly. Coming to the Bumbies Auto Service restart zone, Steve Miller Sr., Michael Yetton on the hammer. The green flag is out. Dead heat battle. Off of the corner, it's Steve Miller Sr. leading the charge on the bottom side of the raceway. Yetton second. Third right now is Steve Miller Jr. as they come across the stripe for lap 1. Michael Yetton in car number 25, New Hampshire, the Pioneer Automotive MTM flooring sponsored entry. Trying to sweep the weekend. Got one car in his way, and it's the Harpoon IPA sponsored ride. The 68, the Space Cowboy of Steve Miller Sr. Yetton knocking on the back door, trying to find some daylight underneath the 68 machine of Miller. Now here comes the 79. Top 3 cars in a line, top 5 cars in a line. The 25 New Hampshire is the meat in the Miller sandwich. Michael Yetton now tries the top side of the raceway. Can he make it stick? No, he can't. Steve Miller Jr. gets by on the bottom side. With a good run on the inside groove, the 79 machine will bump himself up into the second position now. Oh, a little bit of contact. The Miller boys lead them off at turn 2. Steve Sr. and Steve Jr. Steve Miller Sr. shows the way to lap number 7 out of 25 this time by Miller Jr., Yetton, Bodwell, Jarek, and Taylor run through the field. Nothing lost, nothing gained through the entire field of Granite State indoor gun range 6 shooters. Miller Sr., Miller Jr., Yetton, Bodwell, and Jarek, the top 5. Steve Miller Sr. in the 68 machine, I know has won at least 3 out of the 4 NHSTRA tracks already in the 2023 season. Has won here at Hudson, has won at the Monadnock Speedway, and has won at the Lee USA Speedway on their opening night during double feature night. Halfway signal, this time by from Matt Johnson on the flag stand. Out of 25, we're halfway home. 13 laps clicked in at the start-finish line. Does Steve Miller Jr. have anything for Dad in car number 68? 2-car breakaway at the front side of the field. Michael Yetton comfortably in the 3rd spot. Ten fingers in the air. 10 more circuits on the day. Battle might heat up for the third spot. The 17 exit Tristan Bodwell starts to reel in the MTM Flooring 25 New Hampshire Michael Yetton. Coming up on lap traffic, it's the 77 machine rookie driver Robert Taylor. Passing flag will come out this time for the 77 machine. We'll duck down to the bottom side of the racetrack, give plenty of racing room on the top side for the leaders to come by. Will that open up the door for the 79 of Steve Miller Jr.? 5 finger salute this time by. 5 laps remain for the 68. Popsicle stick's gonna fly. This time by 2 laps remain. Pretty well spread out through the entire field. Half a mile left for the Judd's Automotive number 68 machine. This time by Matt Johnson on the flag stand. Gonna let the laundry out to dry. Quarter mile trip left. One more circuit on the day. Steve Miller Sr. has led him from the drop of the green flag. He's going to lead him to the white and now down the back straightaway for the final time of the day. Matt Johnson looks at him. Double checkers. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. Steve Miller Sr. is going to nail it down. Second to Steve Miller Jr. and third to the 25 New Hampshire of Michael Yetton. Tristan Bodwell, Peter Jarek, and Robert Taylor will round out the field. We will head trackside to speak to your winner. Spectator one-on-one track drivers, get to your cars.
They need to be.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're down here in Granite State Indoor Gun Range, 6-shooter Victory Lane. How about a round of applause? It's the Space Cowboy down here in Victory Lane, Steve Miller Sr. Man, Steve, I was telling the crowd, you guys are trying to hit almost every single NHSTRA 6-shooter event this year, and every single time you guys unload, I mean, I feel like all the other competitors go, oh man, there's a couple fast cars on the property here today.
Yeah, we've had a lot of good fortune so far this year. You know, had to do some work on the cars early this morning to get here after Monadnock yesterday. Had some contact there, but we got them hooked up again. Weren't perfect, but the car held on for the finish, so.
Any sponsors you got to thank? I see this thing all stickered up here tonight.
Yeah, I got to thank Mill Travel, my hood sponsor, as well as my employer, Harpoon Brewery, with the Harpoon IPA logo on the hood. We have, sorry, I'm stumbling on the cannabis. Sorry. Stone Leaf Cannabis. Sorry, it's a new business right next to Harpoon Brewery in Windsor, Vermont. Fired Up Pizza, Bolio Concrete, and CNR Service and Judd's Automotive.
Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, winner in the Granite State Indoor Gun Range 6-shooter, Steve Miller Sr. Final call, spectator, one-on-one drag drivers. Final call, get to your cars.